76? I thought we did 76 last week.
That's what I thought too. I thought we did 77 last week.
I'm gonna check.
Check the numbers. I don't know anything.
Hey. Why did I even have to start saying the numbers? I started from episode 1 and then I just kept going, yeah, it's correct, 76.
Okay.
Okay, this is episode 76 of the playonultra podcast. This is our special Thanksgiving episode of something.
Yeah, what
even
are
though
you
I
thankful
don't
for?
celebrate it.
Doesn't make me much.
It's an actual holiday in America, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a national holiday. There's a great tradition that I kind of knew about but didn't know many details. So there's a tradition that all the presidents of the United States on Thanksgiving pardon turkeys. They pardon a turkey. I don't know why.
What does that mean?
Okay, like a presidential pardon is like if someone does something, the president pardons them of that.
Okay, that I know. I don't understand the turkey part.
It's a joke. I don't know.
Right.
It's just a joke. But anyway.
I watched, by the way, Foe is not here because apparently family is more important.
I'm with family. My boyfriend's even here not doing this, so whatever, Foe.
Exactly. Excuses, Foe. You're out of show. It's just me and Sarah because you're more important to us. Remember that. So go and subscribe to our YouTube channels and get us 200k a month.
Yes.
I remember watching an NFL game like a few years ago. Do you know Madden?
Yeah.
The game is named after like a very popular Hall of Fame coach and announcer guy, John Madden, right?
Okay,
so he's old and he's a bit, I wouldn't say senile, but he's a bit eccentric. He once carved a turkey on air with his hands. He like did this shape, like a knife shape with his hands, and he just shoved his fingers through the turkey. I don't know why. That's not a thing, right?
No, it's not a thing. That's the thing. I sure don't know about it.
Right. For some reason, that I always remember that during Thanksgiving. That is my memory of Thanksgiving. John Madden carving a turkey with his hands.
Oh my gosh. I love to hear. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, if that's a tradition, please let us know in the comments below, because I sure haven't heard of it.
Tell us what tools you use to carve your turkey.
Yeah, let us know what you use to carve a turkey. We're very interested.
You know, I really wish... there's like a couple of like American restaurants here, and I believe they do like Thanksgiving dinners that you have to pre-book in advance because like really popular and stuff. I really wish I get to experience like an authentic Thanksgiving meal, because I'm okay with handling the family bullshit. I just want to eat the food.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say because I don't know, like, how other people would view Thanksgiving food. Thanksgiving food is some of my favorite, like, food. It's a lot of comfort food. And so it's all very high in carbs and stuff like that and fats.
Yeah.
So it's just, everything's just delicious. So for
Asians love carbs, so it's fine.
There you go. Then you're going to be all set because that's all it basically is. So, I don't know. I love, like, Thanksgiving food. Thanksgiving is a holiday. My family doesn't, like, do huge stuff for it. In fact, actually, this is the first... Thanksgiving in a long time. I've even been home for it. During my undergrad, when I was in college for 4 years, 3 out of the 4 years, I wasn't even home for Thanksgiving. It's just not as big of a deal, but I love Thanksgiving food. I will eat that any day of the week.
What's the traditional turkey stuffing?
So it really depends. Everyone's a little different. I love most people, what they honestly do is they don't, because the traditional way is like you make a mix of something and you stuff it inside the turkey and bake it. Most people don't do that nowadays because it doesn't really taste that good, and so you just kind of make stuffing or get it from the box, kind of like instant mashed potatoes, but stuffing. It really can be whatever you want. Usually, traditionally, it's like some kind of bready thing with cooked celery, maybe some cooked carrots and spices. We had ours with some mushrooms. It's just kind of a coagulation of breadiness. It's kind of hard to describe, but it's one of my favorites. I don't know. I love stuffing.
It flavors the turkey, right?
It's meant to kind of, traditionally like you stuff with the turkey, but how I usually eat it is like I eat it with the turkey. So I'll cut up a piece of turkey, get a little bit of stuffing, and then just put it in my mouth. Just kind of goes together. It's great.
And what's for dessert?
We had chocolate cheesecake, but pumpkin pie is a little more traditional. But chocolate cheesecake's where it's at.
Oh yeah, I love cheesecake. So yeah, how was your week other than the food?
The food. So I haven't been able to play mini games on like my computer just because I've been home, so I'm not near my computer right now, which is why I don't see my lovely background. But I did download Chase Cold Case Investigations for the DS, 3DS, excuse me. It was written by the people who used to be on the team for Sing, C-I-N-G, for Hotel Dusk. Axes, I guess, took control of it, which makes a lot of sense. Axes is also the people who did Zero Escape series, so that's why that matters to me. And it was $6 and was about as short as a $6 game as I expected. It took me 2 days, but that's because I played like 4 hours each day. So I would say it's probably
It's
less
an
than an
8-hour game.
I'm trying to think how long it took me to play.
That's a lot of hours for $6.
I was gonna say it's probably not that. I think it just felt that long, to be honest with you.
I was thinking it's gonna be like 30 minutes to an hour.
No, it was longer than that. It was longer than that.
Okay,
It was
that's
like
not so bad then.
Yeah, it was longer than that. But I mean, you could probably play it through pretty fast. But I wouldn't say 30 minutes. It took a couple hours. It just felt like a long game because it did take me 2 days to play, just because like I started it, played it for maybe a couple hours, and put it down and started.
Was there any? I don't want to use this word, but I can't really think of any other word. Was there any gimmicks? Like, you know how Hotel Dusk is like you're holding it like a book and stuff?
Yeah. One thing that was kind of a gimmick, was, and to be honest, I saw this more as a style. It was kind of like a stylistic choice. So the art style looks like drawings of Hotel Dusk. The main character looks like a black-haired Kyle Hyde.
Yeah.
That's what he looks like. But the actual, like, animation, it's different. I'm trying to think how to describe it. It was kind of cool, though. Like, it was actually kind of, like, animated visual novel style. So, like, mouths actually kind of moved. There was a slight, like, you could see, like, turns of the head and stuff. It was pretty well done, that part of it. It's kind of hard to describe unless you see it. But that part, to me, was an interesting choice. And so they had, like, little... So... with sprite, you only saw people from, like, the butt, like, not even the bust. It was, like, this part up. And you would see, slight, like, movements. There were slight different sprite movements of how they would talk that were kind of unique. And so that was interesting. It was very much, like, styled in kind of a, police drama way, where it's, like, super close-ups kind of thing, and expressions and stuff like that. And they tried to kind of do the whole, like, Phoenix Wright-esque, like, showdown kind of cuts and stuff like that. So, like, that part of it was cool. I really can't, in good faith, really recommend this game. I was shocked to see how many stars it had on the Nintendo shop, because... people
were desperate for...
They must have been desperate, because it's really hard for me to recommend it. A lot of the things about it I just didn't like. There's one... you basically are just solving one mystery. That's it. That's why it's so short. It's just one... Yeah, there's one mystery you solve. The choice, it seems like it's going to be visual novel style, but it's very much more like Phoenix Wright style, where you need to pick the right decision to move forward, and if you don't, you have to backtrack, but you have to, like, go back and try again.
What is it you don't like about it?
The story, I thought, was just not very interesting at all. Like, the case that you have to solve is a cold case, meaning, it happened 5 years ago, and you have to do it. Wasn't very interesting. The two main leads I thought were just super unoriginal and just I was not interested in them at all. Basically, the two leads are, you've got your main police detective, Kyle Hyde clone, and then you've got his assistant, this younger lady who's the kind of hotshot, like, we gotta solve this case, and you've got the older detective that's all jaded and stuff like that. So, like, okay, that setup is fine, but there was nothing more to it. And so what was really frustrating to watch, too, was, like, the problem, too, is, like, the whole time, the older detective just basically makes fun of the younger detective, being like, you don't know what you're doing, you're incompetent. And the younger detective, like, I don't know why, she sometimes would just be like, oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, no! Tell him to screw off! What the heck? And there's no time like, at the very, very end, he says she does a good job, but there's no, like, chemistry, but not even sexual chemistry, we're not even talking about that. Just no, like, I didn't even really care about the two of them together. The mystery itself was, okay. the conclusion was, I guess, interesting, but and the dialogue was not. I mean, I love the dialogue of Hotel Dusk. I think it's got some great one-liners, and this one, I didn't really care. And they try to do point-and-click aspects while making it the worst point-and-click aspect ever. Like, there's, like, a couple scenes where you have to do point-and-click things. You have to, like, click in stuff, but you can't even tell what you can click on, and the backgrounds are drawn with very few distinct, like, sections, and so it's almost impossible to know if you're even clicking on something to click on until you try it. Like, there's no indication of what you know how, like, in Phoenix Wright, you at least have an indication of, like, oh, this is something you can click on. Like, you can't, this has nothing like that. So yeah.
So it's like pixel hunting?
It's pixel hunting. It's literally pixel hunting in some cases. And I'm like, really, guys? And the worst part, not to do spoilers, but there's one. So you can get game overs in this game. And how you get a game over is whenever you do an interrogation with someone, and because you often will have to, you're like, well, what did you do this? And you have to pick which one you think that they did. And if you choose the wrong thing, you lose. It's like a Phoenix Wright game. You lose a piece of health. And if you get too low, then you lose. They give you so much that I don't even think you can lose in a single session. Like, I never did. What I did get game overs on, this was BS. There's a part of the game where, for no reason, the main head detective looks at the pixel hunting picture where you have to, like, do pixel hunting. He says to assistant, you get one shot at figuring out where this piece of evidence is, and you don't even know what you're looking for. And so anytime you picked a place that wasn't right, you got a game over screen. And so then you would just go back to that scene again and try again. It made no sense. So yeah, yeah.
Well, at least it's only $6, I guess.
At least it's only $6. It's only $6, so maybe try it out. I also don't know what they're gonna do because it ends on a cliffhanger.
Do you think would you buy more episodes at the same price, at the same length?
I don't know. They'd have to improve the writing for me. They'd have to improve something because, especially the characterization, they gotta like the writing. I at least can like the mysteries. I can probably eventually get under, like, kind of get more interested in. They seem to hint that the main detective has, like, this dark past, but they don't extrapolate on it at all. They just hint at it. It's just hard for me to say they would unless the characterization's better. Because right now, I really don't give a crap for the two characters. So that's my problem.
It feels like they're using this, like, first episode almost to, like, gauge if people like it or not.
Yeah.
And then they'll make more or release more, I guess.
That's what I'm gonna guess they must be doing, because it doesn't, there's no real indication. It just kind of, like, that you get this end of you get this major cliffhanger, and you're like, what? And then it ends, and you're like, okay. What does this mean? And so it's very...
Doesn't sound good.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, the way that they kind of did the art style and the animation is pretty unique, and I think that's a cool direction to take it. That felt very much like a unique direction for kind of like Sing, because I usually do some unique things like that. But I don't know. So yeah, that's the main thing I needed to talk about and get off my chest.
Okay, my week. I did my Fantastic Beasts review. Did my Dishonored 2 review. I'm starting a new Let's Play series. I don't usually do Let's Plays, but I'm releasing... it's a game from the PS2. It's called The Mark of Kree. It's a third-person action-adventure where you use your right analog stick to tag your up to 3 enemies, and each enemies will have like the square button, triangle button, circle button on top of their heads, and then you can like do combos towards each other, towards them and stuff like that. It's just pretty run-of-the-mill action-adventure game. A reason I wanted to play it again was because I got reminded of it because they are re-releasing it on the PS4 under the PS2 Classic stuff.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna do that every week. And the two big things I played this week: Pokemon Moon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And regardless of what I say about a Pokemon game, whenever I play a Pokemon game, I always feel like a kid again. I fucking love it. I love Pokemon Moon. It is... Pokemon Moon is quite unique. There's a... you know how when you play it in the morning, it's like in the morning in the game.
Yes.
Pokemon Sun is like that, but Pokemon Moon is the other way.
I did hear about this. I thought this was interesting.
So they wanted to make Moon when Sun is in the morning, Moon is at night, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it wants to. So Moon is ahead by 12 hours or before.
Something like that.
It's basically there's a 12-hour difference. So I thought that was cool. It is the most accessible to newbies.
Okay.
By far. So and I really like that. Even though I've played Pokemon X before and I'm pretty familiar with the Pokemon stuff.
Yeah.
It makes it simpler. So there are still some of the usual, like the tutorial is a bit long. There's still a bit hand holding, and like when you pick up a potion, it tells you, oh, you pick up a potion, it's gonna be in the medicine pocket. Fine, I get it. Stop telling me after the 100th freaking potion.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so those are like really nitpicking stuff. But that I've read a lot of complaints. And it's mostly because they wanted Pokemon to be inaccessible to beginners.
Oh, shut up,
Really
guys.
freaking. So one of the biggest change is I mentioned this because it was also in the demo. When you defeat a Pokemon, you kind of like know what the Pokemon is. So when you encounter it again, on your move list, it will say not effective, effective, super effective, stuff like that.
I remember hearing about that, and I thought that was really cool.
People were complaining about that.
Of course they are.
I'm like, so you rather have your phone out to Google this shit because it's not like... Okay, so spending more time to do something does not equal having more skill at something.
It's true.
So if let's say this mechanic don't exist, if you don't know what moves are effective, are you gonna guess or are you gonna fucking Google that shit? You're gonna Google that shit. So I prefer not to Google that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you please? Oh my god. And I don't know, somebody mentioned about competitive, and because of this thing there won't be any surprises anymore. But you're just using people's lack of a memory to really. It's not really that.
Yeah, we mean surprise. So like people who are gonna have to choose, like figure out like who diversity, like they're gonna choose that Pokemon.
I totally forgot.
Google.
I totally forgot that this. Well, they're talking about specifically face-to-face tournaments and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But still,
guys.
And They were saying like, you know, when a Pokemon has two types, people might forget that there's a second type. No. It makes it more accessible to beginners, but it also makes it more convenient. It's like quality of life updates.
Yeah, quality of life.
Why
I like
don't
that.
you want quality of life stuff? It pissed me off
whatever.
so much. I chose Rowlet the owl because he's so fucking cute.
He's so adorable. I want one.
So I've been playing, in Pokemon X, I'm not sure if they had this in Omega, but in Pokemon X, you can play that petting minigame.
Oh, Pokemon and Me. Yeah.
Yeah, so in this one, it's called Pokemon Refresh. Another cool thing, in Pokemon Refresh, you can heal your Pokemon of status effects for free.
Nice.
Outside of battle.
I like that. I like that a lot.
So in battle, you still have to use your potions and stuff. But outside of battle, you can heal your statuses for free. So that is good.
Good. I like that. Good decision, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to tell you how many hours I've wasted on Pokemon.
It's pretty solid quality of life stuff. I've been playing it for like 10 hours. And I still haven't finished exploring the first island yet. Whenever I play Pokemon games, I take my sweet ass time. So the review is probably gonna come like in a couple of weeks. Not even next week, I don't think. What else? Rowlet is super cute when you pet him. He's so cute, seriously.
Oh.
And but I really hate his second evolution because he looks like I'm not gonna spoil exactly how he looks, but he looks a bit like an emo kid. So
I think I've seen it actually.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. I've seen a lot of jokes about it.
And and somebody was very generous to give me the other 2 starters. So I now have all 3 starters. And Litten's second evolution looks really cool. I really like his... and I choose Moon because I really like the Bat legendary Pokemon. It looks cool. I'm like, Fire Lion. What else? Another Pokemon thing happened to me this week. You know Pokemon White 2? Or Black 2 and stuff for the DS?
I've heard of them. I never played them. But yeah, I know of them.
So you know Pokemon games tend to hold their value. Sometimes it goes up. Especially for like Heart and Gold and Soul Silver. Especially after the stupid Pokemon Go stuff. Pokemon games just went up in value. So Pokemon Black 2, White 2, White over here tends to sell for at least $25 to $30 second hand. I managed to get a copy for $5. And I was like, is this legit? I don't mind trying for $5 if it's legit. So it is legit.
Oh wow, okay.
I got to play it on my 3DS and I looked at the label and everything. It looks real. So it's cool. And it's like thick ass manuals and stuff. So that's good.
Nice.
Super cool Pokemon week this week. And playing another huge game. I'm going back to The Witcher 3 because I bought the season pass.
Oh gosh. Well, that's gonna take forever.
Yep. So the season pass comes with 2 DLCs. Heart of Stone that came out end of last year, December 2015, and Blood and Wine, which came out in April this year, I believe.
Okay.
So I just finished Heart of Stone. It is the first DLC and it's the shorter DLC. But when I say shorter, I mean like 15 hours kind of shorter.
Turn it, Witcher.
So the season pass cost... How much did it cost? I think it's 20... Is it 25 or $30? Let me look it up real quick. Because I bought it, it's $25.
Okay.
Because I bought the base game on its own, and then I bought the DLC, the season pass separately. The second DLC, I'm already at 8 hours. I'm not even close to finishing it because it introduces a whole new area, whole new like leveling system. You can dye your armor now. So much stuff for $25. Some people were like, because the Game of the Year edition came out, and if you buy the Game of the Year edition, it's cheaper than buying those 2 separately. Right. But even then, even when I bought it separately, I still feel it's really good value for money.
Nice. That's good.
They are one of the best developers.
Good job, guys.
A lot of value for money. Seriously, if you wanna just buy the Witcher 3 Game of the Year edition if you don't have it yet. I think it's like $30 right now because of the Steam Autumn sale. Yeah,
something like that.
So main game plus the DLCs, you can get about 130 hours ish for $30. So yeah.
And they're pretty good games from what I hear too.
Very good games. God damn. It made me buy the freaking books.
Yeah.
I'm not really a reader. I bought all of it. I went to a bookshop. I saw, okay, they have The Witcher. Okay, I believe this is the first one of the series. I just bought that. I read it, first 20 pages, and then I decided to buy all of them. There's still one. How many? There's still 2 more.
2 more? Okay, I was wondering.
So, there is, right now I have 6.
Oh my gosh.
So I have 6. 2 of them are like compilations of short stories, and the other 4 is the series saga. Mm-hmm. And there's another 2. Another compilation of short stories, and one more I think is the finale of the saga. And they're not translated yet. They're coming out next year or something.
Ah, okay. Right, because it's Polish?
Polish, yeah.
Polish, okay.
So yes, The Witcher.
Nice.
So I'm alternating. So yesterday was my Pokemon day. Today is my Witcher 3 day.
That seems like a bit of a change.
I can't just play one because I know I'll just leave the other one. So I need to force myself to change every day.
Going from little kid Pokemon to Witcher Destroyer of Worlds. Not Destroyer of Worlds, but you know what I mean.
The game is really... The Witcher is seriously very... it's not horror, but there's some really creepy stuff in there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've heard.
It's very dark fantasy. Very dark.
Yeah, very dark fantasy.
It's not just because of the monsters and stuff. Some of the stories and the characters and their motivations are also very dark.
That's kind of what I've heard.
Heart of Stone. Heart of Stone took what you thought was a very, very minor character in the beginning and made him into like the main guy in the Heart of Stone DLC, and everybody was like, what the fuck?
Who is this guy?
Yeah.
It's Guard A.
Everybody was like, I don't remember this guy. Oh, he's that guy. Yeah.
Tutorial man.
Yeah. So, yeah, you want to get into some news?
Let's get into some news.
So the first thing, it's not really about games. It's about Reddit.
Oh, Reddit.
So the CEO of Reddit, his username is uspez. So like /u/spez. He's the CEO of Reddit. He was the co-founder. He went off, then he came back and blah, blah, blah. He was caught editing comments.
What?
Yeah. So on the subreddit the Donald, which is the Donald Trump subreddit, which supports Donald Trump, not the other way.
Yeah.
So they were calling him out for something, and all of the comments that had his name, he changed the name to all the mods, and he came out and said that, yeah, sorry, I did that.
What?
So yeah, don't believe everything you read on Reddit, I guess.
I guess freaking the co-founder's gonna like change your words. Oh, that's creep. That just leads to a whole things of creepiness.
Another
cool,
thing,
dude.
Do you know the Pizzagate subreddit?
I don't.
So it's a subreddit that is trying to investigate and collect clues and facts and stuff, I guess, for lack of a better term, on a pedophile ring being run by the Clintons. I'm not even joking.
Okay.
And that subreddit is now banned.
Oh.
Which is a bit... Well,
yeah.
Obviously, it's Reddit's platform. It has a choice to do what it wants. It's just, it's a bit in your face.
It's a bit weird. I know.
If you want to ban something like watch people die, I understand that.
Yeah. Well, there's a
gory
few
as
Reddits,
fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, there are a few Reddits that I was like when people were upset they banned, I was like, guys, this was like a Reddit that supported pedophilia. I think we can get rid of that Reddit. Like stuff like that. And, some of the other ones that I could understand were weird, but I still felt uncomfortable with. But that, I don't know, that's just a weird thing, because it's a bunch of conspiracy theorists, and I guess the issue, okay, here's, I guess, my weirdness with this whole thing is, I guess, they're probably they're probably hacking likely into some very private information on the Clintons to,
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's so many other Reddits that do that if that's the line you're going to put, then you really need to start putting that line in other places on Reddits that do the same thing, that you're not demonizing. So that's,
I just thought it was interesting.
That's very interesting, but weird.
Oh well. So yes, on to some gaming news, because that's the important thing.
Yes, games matter more.
We are thankful for games.
We are thankful for games this holiday season for distracting us.
Blizzard is working on a new first-person game or project.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're already trying something new.
They are hiring 2 lead software engineers to work on first-person games.
I guess because Overwatch did so well, but who are they hiring?
It's more like a career page.
Oh, I see.
It's not like hiring somebody like really well known or anything like that.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood you. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Huh. So, unannounced project that utilizes a robust first-person engine, and yeah, so that's cool. I don't know. Maybe it's working on Overwatch, but it says unannounced project, so it's probably using the Overwatch engine to do something else.
It almost sounds like they're trying to. Yeah, I'm curious to see, because they're looking for more software engineers, which is interesting. So
maybe Heroes of the Storm first person mobile. But there are a couple of games out there like that are like that right now. They see Overwatch, a multiplayer-only game that's making money. But maybe it's going to be a story one. If they make multiple multiplayer games that are similar to each other, it might be competition to one another. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I will see. I mean, that's kind of what happened with Warcraft, so maybe that's kind of the vein they're going towards.
But don't hold your breath, because Blizzard is known for 10-year cycles of development. So we'll know this in 2026.
Alright, start counting, folks.
Yeah. Remind me in 10 years.
Remind us in 10 years.
So, on to some Ubisoft stuff.
What'd you do this time, Ubisoft?
Actually, they've been having a good year this year. They did not release an Assassin's Creed game, so that's technically it's a good thing. Watch Dogs 2 was really good.
Yeah, I gotta look into that.
Yeah.
Hope the story's
no
better.
shitty news about them. I guess that's a good thing.
Guess.
Didn't they release Far Cry Primal this year?
Was that this year? I
think it was this year.
I mix up that. I think I'm mixing up with Far Cry 3. That was a long time ago. I guess they must have.
Some people liked it.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah, that's about it, I guess. Assassin's Creed the movie.
Oh, that's right. That's a thing I haven't looked into at all.
Not gonna watch that.
The only thing that seemed interesting about that is a lot of the stunts were like actually performed. Like the leap of faith was actually going to be performed. It wasn't going to be CGI, which is kind of cool.
Nuts.
Yeah, totally nuts, but it's kind of cool. So
yeah, it is cool. But seriously, freaking.
What the heck, dude?
Yeah.
Risking your life.
I remember watching a video about that. They kept going higher and higher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, because they were trying to. Because I think it was going to be the largest drop for a stunt person. So they were trying out like little bits at a time to kind of get him used to it, and then I guess he did do it.
So Ubisoft announced that they're gonna stop selling compulsory DLC.
Oh, I mean that's nice. Compulsory DLC sucks.
So basically they're saying no more DLC that you have to buy if you want to have the full experience. You have the game. If you want to expand it, depending on how you want to experience the game, you're free to buy it or not.
I mean, I feel like everybody should do this, but good job.
This is coming from Ubisoft of all people.
Yeah. Let's see how fast. Let's see how long they last with that promise, though.
Some people were saying they're using the model that they use with Rainbow Six. So Rainbow Six maps were free, but like characters and customizations and stuff were the ones that you can buy. So it wasn't as bad as like other games, I guess, where they charge for maps, which I believe Call of Duty is still doing the same thing. I think they're still charging for maps, yeah.
I'm not surprised.
So Ubisoft, we'll see it, we'll believe it when we see it.
Yep, pretty much.
But yeah, basically they're saying the key is if it's not adding something on top of the actual experience of the game, then it is no good. They finally learned that. Finally.
Let's see if other places will follow suit. Probably not.
So yeah, that's it about Ubisoft. Okay, one interesting thing. So Black Friday and all, Black Friday sale. GOG, Good Old Games, the one that's owned by CD Projekt, is also having a sale.
Ooh.
And the game Inside, that one made by the Limbo guys,
yes,
is on sale on GOG. They actually updated it to take out the DRM.
Oh.
The DRM is just the Nouveau, which is like which is considered the best DRM right now. They took it out. I believe the Steam version also don't have the Nouveau anymore. So that's interesting.
Well then, okay, cool.
I mean,
guess pick it up.
That can be a pretty good business practice. You put in the DRM for the first few months
and then you
to
take
get
it
the
out.
Initial sales, and then you take it out. I mean, we're gonna get DRM if they're gonna do it this way. I think it's better.
Yeah, I could see that. So you do it for the initial launch, and then you take it out later.
Yeah,
I think that actually does make some sense. If only Nintendo would do that.
Yep. Nintendo or EA or Activision, any other game company, I guess. Warner Brothers.
Can only hope.
So yeah, next piece of news. EA came out with disclosure rules for streamers and influencers.
Yeah, so what's funny is what they're actually trying to do is like make it, it's kind of funny that they're doing this because you would think that technically this would hurt them, but they basically want streamers and let's players, or influencers as they call it, to be more transparent if they're doing something that's like advertisement or supported by EA. So, you know, there are some people that EA has basically paid them to promote their game, so to speak, and stuff like that. And usually the people who do that, they say that. They're like, this has been, you know, a sponsorship by EA, blah, blah, blah. But EA actually wants to put like a watermark and to actually like, or use hashtags, it's the example here, for if you're doing that basically, which is interesting, because usually you would think EA would not want people to do that, so that people are, you know, almost being tricked into watching a paid sponsorship and think it's an unbiased review when it's definitely not. So good job, EA. All the activities of EA are under the motto "Players First," which means that we take the concerns of players and fans seriously at all times and react to them. We want to create transparency with the markings and help to ensure that supported content and advertising are immediately identifiable as such. So, I'm not sure if I believe their motto for most things they do, but good job, EA.
Yeah. Oh, I managed to find No Man's Sky stuff.
Oh, you did? Oh, man.
But sadly, it's not shitting on No Man's Sky.
Aw, man. It's our favorite type.
Yeah. It's our favorite type of No Man's Sky news. They are gonna come out with they're releasing a new update. It's called the Foundation Update.
Okay.
Because apparently they're gonna put in things that they promised. That's not what they said. But the Foundation Update is because we're gonna add foundations of base building.
Okay.
Which apparently they announced before the launch. And now they're gonna put it in.
Good job, guys. I'm amazed they're still even doing this project.
Yeah, and also because this is putting in place a foundation for things to come. Yeah, whatever that means.
Whatever that means.
So, still, at least talk to your consumers that have bought your game. Like, this is a bit out of the blue. We weren't sure if they were doing anything. Like, just yeah, whatever. So that's more No Man's Sky news, I guess.
Okay, cool.
It's good, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's good news for people who are still playing No Man's Sky.
So yeah, last couple of news. Nothing huge this week, but Mass Effect Andromeda.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this guy.
Yeah, that new BioWare RPG in the Mass Effect universe. They said that this is going to be BioWare's biggest game yet.
Oh, Jesus.
Whatever that means. To me,
whatever that means.
It means there's going to be a fuck ton of DLCs.
Pretty much.
I'm going to guess that's what it means. So, I really hate the way they handled DLCs for the first series of games in the Mass Effect universe.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how they're selling the DLCs?
Ooh, tell me, because I may not. I mean,
so,
I know how they used to be.
So BioWare is under EA, right?
Yeah,
and their games are on Origin, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, if you buy Mass Effect Trilogy, let's say, on Origin, it doesn't come with most of the important DLCs.
Oh,
if you buy the Mass Effect 2 Deluxe Edition, it doesn't come with the most important DLCs. There's also a Mass Effect 3 Deluxe Edition, which also does not come with the important DLCs. To buy DLCs for the first 3 I think for Mass Effect 2 and 3.
Yeah.
You have to use your American moolahs, buy BioWare points, and use those points to buy DLCs. And one DLC is like $20 freaking bucks or something.
Oh, gosh. What was that about players first, EA? You're already proving yourselves wrong.
So it's been like this for a long time, and people have been like, why can't you just fucking release everything?
Yeah. Well, especially for number 3, there was, talk about, like, essential... I guess not technically essential, but let's be honest, some of those things that you don't get... Because I had gotten the collector's edition or whatever for number 3, so I got all the kind of the important Day 1 DLC. And you don't get those. That's lame. That's super lame. You can't call Deluxe Edition and not include those because, like, you don't need it to beat the game, but man, are they still important.
Wasn't it the, a whole new character?
Yeah.
That alien that's really important to the lore?
Yeah.
I remember playing that on the PS3. The PS3 versions, if you buy the deluxe editions, it comes with codes that you can then get the DLCs from. The PS3 versions are better than the PC version.
Okay. That's random. But okay, that works.
So yeah. So hopefully they don't do that anymore. Yeah. Origin is like EA. Origin, the service on its own, I think is quite good. I hear I always hear good stories about customer service and stuff. It's just that the older stuff, like this BioWare point stuff, they don't bother updating it.
Yeah, that's lame.
and bring it over into their Origin system. It's really dumb. This is, I believe this BioWare system was before their Origin platform. I'm not too sure, but it's fucking dumb.
That way. Lame, but yeah, Andromeda, I don't even know what it's gonna look like, but I'm excited. I'm a little bit concerned that they're saying it's such a big game because it's supposed to come out in spring of 2017. There's not that much time left, so I don't know what they mean it's gonna be the biggest project. It's like, guys, don't overshoot yourself on the foot or whatever that
It's gonna be DLCs.
I know.
I'm pretty sure.
It's gonna be Day 1 DLC.
It's a $60 game with a $60 season pass.
Yeah, pretty much, which is sad because I love Mass Effect and this. I don't really know much about Andromeda, but the idea behind it I fully support. So I'm curious.
There's something else about Andromeda. Came out last week, so it's really dumb. So basically, I think there's like these new aliens which I can't remember the name of, and these new aliens they are bipedal. They look humanoid, but they're alien looking.
Yeah.
Let me just look it up. God damn it.
Yeah. What is this thing you speak of?
Mass Effect Andromeda new aliens.
New aliens.
It's talking about clothes. Okay, it's called Ket. Kett.
Kett. Okay.
Cat race. New cat race. So they look very. What's the aliens that are like the blue colored?
Yeah, Asari.
Asari, yes. You know how those aliens are, like fuckable.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're really
the sexy
really
blue
fuckable.
alien syndrome.
The sexy blue aliens.
Oh yeah.
This one is like, it looks like rocky aliens, very rock formation type aliens. Very like there's a lot of like carapace or something.
Yeah.
That's like a shell. Anyways, the story is, BioWare came out and said, you see these aliens? Do you see these cat race aliens? So we decided to give them clothes because we feel that if they were naked, that you would feel weird talking to them.
What?
They came out and said,
what?
We gave these aliens clothes because you might feel weird talking to naked aliens.
Yeah, I don't. Okay. BioWare, what's going on, man?
Why even say that?
Why even say that? We're afraid you're gonna want to.
You shouldn't tell us that they were supposed to be naked because now everybody wants them to stay naked. Seriously.
Exactly. Yeah, seriously. Now everybody does. Oh man, I'm looking at a naked one and I feel weird already. And I think it's weird to me about the naked ones is that their butt cheeks are really highly defined. I don't know how to feel about that.
And people were like, The only reason that they are putting clothes on these guys is because they look humanoid. It's the only reason.
Only reason. They look cool otherwise. I think the
it looks cool.
Real awesome. Pretty pumped.
Right. We definitely had to put clothing on these guys. We needed to dress them up. Because as much as we wanted them to look new or different or alien, you're always going to want to associate with them in some way. Do you know the meaning of the word alien? Do you know those Mexicans that you're trying to throw over the wall?
Oh.
Do you connect with them in some way?
Now I'm sad.
Like, seriously? I'm not saying that you should go and talk to a naked Mexican whenever you see one. I'm just saying that the meaning of the word means... There's no other word. Alien means alien. It's weird. It's not the norm. It's
Does this mean that we're gonna be able to romance these aliens? Like that is that what that means?
Looks painful though.
It looks, yeah. I mean, I don't want to think about it.
It looks like a cyborg rock alien.
It does. I mean, it looks awesome, but I'm not sure if I want to kiss it.
Yeah. And they look predominantly male-ish.
Yeah, that's always the hard
Unless
part.
I'm being sexist, of course.
I mean, we don't know though, right? We don't know, like, because
the Krogan, the female and the males don't look any different, right?
They look okay. You can't really tell because the only one you see is very covered. It just overall they don't look super different. Just looks like they're slightly smaller, which okay. The Solarians don't look much different when they're female. They're bigger actually because they're going more into the because Solarians are kind of more like that whole bee kind of like the bees thing. So like they're like one female. They're very rare and they're bigger, which makes sense. Asari all look like ladies. They're monogender, so whatever. And then what's Tali? She's I can't think of the name of her race.
I can't remember.
Quarian,
something.
Quarian? I can't think of the name. Anyway, that race.
I just know I sexed her up, and I can't remember her race.
Good job, dude. I was with Garrus. Freaking that was the sad part with the I can't think of Turians. He is a Turian. They for the longest time they refused to like have a female model for the Turians. And they finally came out with one after Mass Effect 3 was made in the DLC, and they look great.
In the DLC.
In the DLC they had 2 DLC that showed a female Turian. They look pretty cool.
Who put that in the DLC?
I know. Well, that's the thing is like with the Turians it didn't make any sense why you didn't see any female Turians, because in Turian society, men and women, it doesn't really, everyone goes to war, like there's really no difference in that kind of in the gender and such like that. But you only see male Turians. They didn't bother to make a female Turian, whatever. You're just like, come on, guys. At least you had excuses for the other races. You have no excuse for the Turians. Quarians, the first showing of a Quarian was female, so they kind of were able to get that one okay. But yeah, I don't know if they're gonna have females. Maybe they're agender or monogender or whatever too. We don't really know what the species is. Cause
I'm gonna continue the sentence. So he continues saying, "There's a really odd disconnect with trying to associate with an alien that's completely naked in front." I don't understand the word associate and alien in the same sentence, but trying to associate with an alien that's completely naked in front of you, standing there and, hey, I'm in clothes, why aren't you in clothes? So it's like, to me, they look at us as aliens.
Exactly. They think it's weird.
They'll be like, clothes. Why are you guys in clothes?
Exactly. It's not a big deal. It's just...
Why do humans always force our perspective on one another?
Oh,
doesn't make sense. Especially in a game like Mass Effect where it's about intergalactic exploration.
I know. It really
doesn't make sense.
That's really... BioWare, you're making this a lot weirder than it needed to be.
I feel BioWare's thinking is just shrinking. It's just following the norms, and I don't know.
I hope not.
I'm not saying the game will be bad just on this decision.
Yeah, of course.
It's just that from this decision, I can see that their thinking is a bit more narrowed now.
Which is too bad because...
Might affect the other parts of the game.
Yeah. Which is just too bad because wasn't the whole point of Andromeda is it's a whole different galaxy? Like, wasn't that the whole point? Yeah.
It is.
Which when I first heard that concept, I was like, that's amazing. Like, that's so cool. But if they're... Come on, guys. Make it weird! It's a different galaxy. It doesn't need to make sense. Make it weird.
I really hope it's more Mass Effect 2 than Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 3 was so actiony. I really hope they put in a bit more of that RPG flair.
I liked Mass Effect 3 up until the ending. I don't know. Each game is a little different.
It is a bit different.
Yeah, Mass Effect 2, I will say, is probably the most replayable, though, of the three series. Of the three. To me, like, if I had an inkling, I was like, I'm going to sit down and play Mass Effect today, I would put on Mass Effect 2 in a second. It's just more easily playable. It's a bit more fun in some cases and stuff like that. Mass Effect 1, I will always love Mass Effect 1, but it's slow. It is slow, and you're like, in the battle...
It is the most unplayable because of time.
Yeah, of time. It's just so heavy. It's very heavy in the RPG elements, which when I played it when I was younger, it was great because, I mean, I was raised on KOTOR, so for me it was like that. So that was fine. But, like, now now I see Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3, and I'm like, oh. But yeah, Mass Effect 2 is, I think, the most easily playable. Mass Effect 3, I think, was one of my favorite in terms of, like, story and characterization and stuff like that, and the writing, except for the ending. But I could see it's probably not one I would necessarily like replay a lot.
I didn't even play the patched ending. I just played the original ending. Did you play the patched ending?
I played for. Are you talking about number 3?
3, yeah. They patched the ending with a free patch.
Oh, yes, yeah. I didn't even see it without the patch because I was at school when it came out, and so I didn't get to play it till like months later. So I played it the first time I played it, it had the patch already. And so I had to hear the horrors of the patchless ending, and I was like, what? I
bought it super early, so yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it sounded awful. I was like, what do you mean they didn't include that? Did your teammates just disappear? What the heck?
So yeah, last piece of news, is about the voice actor strike.
Okay.
SAG-AFTRA, whatever that means. Like a few details came out about their working conditions and stuff. So it's just like in a very nice article, then you can read everything because previously it was like all over the place.
Right.
So long hours. So I think they usually do like 4-hour sessions, and it's not just talking, it's like a lot of grunting, shouting, and if it's a Mass Effect game, a lot of sex noises, I guess. So David Hayter, I believe. I think it's David Hayter. Yeah. The guy who voiced Solid Snake in the Metal Gear Solid series. He is Solid Snake. Yeah. Like in the 5th game they used Kiefer Sutherland and it didn't feel right. So I like Kiefer Sutherland, don't get me wrong, it's just David Hayter is David Hayter.
Yeah.
One time I actually threw up on the mic because I had to make a bunch of vomiting sounds in a row. Yeah.
Okay, well then.
Stuff like long hours will damage their vocal cords. Some of them have complained of coughing up blood.
Holy crap.
And it's really important since this thing here between their shoulder blades and their shoulders and the thing in their necks, that's the reason why they can make money.
Yeah.
And vomiting blood is not really a good thing.
No, it's usually not.
Yeah.
And vocal cords are not easily repaired. I mean,
yeah.
Someone breaks their foot, and who's a dancer, they shouldn't be worked that hard, but logically, they're able to do things for it, and they can probably fix it to the point that they probably will. It will take some time, but they could probably dance on it again. You screw up your vocal cords, there's not much they can do to get it back to the way it used to be, which means your voice
Julie
will
Andrews.
Change. Yes, exactly. That's what I was thinking of too. So like, it's just not. It's not treated the same way though. Like no one thinks they don't think about that because there's no protections for them. So the whole situation is just so sad.
Another thing is the video game industry for some reason is so secretive that these voice actors don't even know who they're playing until they get into the recording booth.
Yeah, that's a thing that's weird.
That's really dumb. And I
Yeah.
think that is why Dishonored 2's voice acting was so bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I looked at the list. So the two main characters, Corvo and Emily, they were played by like lesser known. But the other characters was like Rosario Dawson, Vincent D'Onofrio, Sam Rockwell, and they were all shit. Well, not shit, but it was bad. I was like, I did not expect this. And I'm guessing this is the reason, maybe? I'm speculating, of course, but...
It's weird. I think it does, to be fair, depend on the company, because I have heard of voice actors who say that sometimes they almost prefer working for video games because they'll at least give them the script ahead of time, while with anime it's really weird, like they don't see it till the day of. But I imagine with certain companies, they don't do that because they don't take it seriously. I mean, okay, let me just put it this way. I imagine the video game companies where they don't, where they to them, the voice acting isn't as important. They probably do exactly what you described. The games I'm thinking of where they mention that are the ones that are very much more story focused, and there's tons of dialogue, and so they probably take it more seriously to like give them preparation time, and it shows because they do a great job with the voice acting.
Yeah, and another issue that they're having is some of these voice actors also have to do the motion capture.
Oh yeah.
And they don't have proper training, or they don't have an expert on the set, and sometimes they don't even have like proper safety regulations and stuff. So yeah, so a lot of their demands are about this. So they want the sessions to be shorter. They want this is of course just the people part of the union and stuff. Yes. So they want shorter sessions. Break it up. Don't like give me 4 to 6 hours in one go. Like break it up.
Yeah.
They want proper safety, proper training, and experts on the set for if they have to do motion capture. They want more pay. So I read a couple of places saying that they get $200 an hour.
Yeah. Something like that. I bet it depends. The problem, of course, is that that can sound like a lot.
I don't know $200 an hour is for who. Is it for David Hayter kind of level, or is it for like your regular old Joe?
Yeah, and I don't know if it really is for the regular Joe. I wouldn't be surprised that $200 an hour is more for the people who are already famous and are basically being paid to have their name be in a game. You know what I mean? Like, I can't help if it's more of like Troy Baker level kind of thing. But at the same time, the other issue is, that sounds like a lot.
It sounds little for Troy Baker, right? Don't you think?
I think it is, but I wouldn't be surprised. But the other issue, too, is, that may sound like a lot in theory, but they're also not working. They can't, it's not 40-hour-week work, because they can't do 40 hours a week. Like, this is usually a one-day kind of thing that they have to do that, and quite honestly, they probably should have more hours to do it, but they're forced and crammed to only do it X amount of hours as a result of that. And so, and they're living from project to project, so it's kind of like when you see an artist who like wants $100 for their painting, and you're like, that's so much money. Why do you want so much money for that? And you're like, because I sell maybe like 3 of these a year, like just because realistically that's what happens, especially in the field of art. So, which
is also one of their arguments. They don't get regular work. It's a very periodical thing. Yeah. And the one thing that there's a lot of people are divided on. I say divided as in everybody is against it except for the voice actors because it's benefiting them. They want residuals. Residuals of a percentage of earnings from the game sales.
Oh, interesting.
So that is a lot of people were saying like, do you think your contribution contributes to the number of sales because they're saying that the programmers don't get it, which work on the entire game. And some people argue that it's not a zero-sum thing, so the programmers also should get a union and stuff and to get all these benefits as well. But what most people are saying, voice acting do not impact sales. I personally don't buy a game for the voice acting, but to be fair, I do notice when the voice acting is bad, like in Dishonored 2.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like. I think I'm trying to think about that. I mean, I think you're right that it's not a zero sum. They're like, well, programmers don't get it. Well, they should. Like, we're not saying they shouldn't. But yeah, I guess I don't necessarily buy for the voice acting. But man, is it still important? I mean, I also don't buy a game for like the music, but that's vital. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. To me, that's it. I think it also just depends on the game too. Like, if I'm gonna buy if I'm going to buy a story-heavy kind of game, it better have good voice acting. I mean, I think of Telltale. If I'm buying a Telltale game that's got poor voice acting, nah, man. That not good. No.
I guess it depends on the specific, the type of game as well, I guess.
I guess it does. I mean, but at that point, like, it sounds kind of dangerous to make it dependent. Like, maybe it should be just a blanket statement that, like, yeah, they just get it, like, no matter the type of game. Just because then you're going to be arguing, like, well, this was a Madden football game, or the voice acting important for that, or, that's just another lawsuit waiting to happen. So, it's weird. I can see the kind of disgruntlement about it, but at the same time, I mean, let's be honest, the video game industry is just not kind to anybody but the top CEOs and producers. Those are the only people who make it good in video games.
A lawyer representing the companies in the negotiations said, talking about the residuals, they said this request is fundamentally unfair because developers, programmers, and designers won't get the same treatment. So give them the same treatment.
They give the same treatment. You jerk. Like, what the heck? They're just doing that to make. They're just doing that to guilt trip them at this point. They're just doing that to be like, well, no, because if you get it, these poor people don't get it. And you're like, it's not our fault they're not getting it. It's your fault. You know what I mean? Like, it's not logical. Ugh, gross.
So yeah, that's it for this week.
Yep, I got nothing.
Yeah. I read it's not video game or anything. I read in Pittsburgh, the subreddit for Pittsburgh. This guy was going around giving away free meals for people in need during Thanksgiving.
I think I heard about that. Yay!
It's a good thing humans are doing.
Yay! I know there was someone famous. I want to say someone famous apparently was gonna be giving Thanksgiving food to the people who were standing up at Standing Rock, the oil spill, the oil pipeline issue, which I thought was really cool too. Yay!
That's good. It's a good thing. Just checking if we missed anything.
Did I miss anything?
No, I don't think so. Oh, the Dishonored 2 game got a patch.
Oh, for what?
For the shitty performance.
Ooh, not good.
I tested it out and I'm getting stable 30 frames per second, but still everything on low. So it runs a bit better. It's just not very good. Even compared to the first game.
Ugh.
So yeah, did you buy anything for Black Friday?
No, well, okay, it doesn't really count, but my brother works at a hobby shop near us, and so I went over there, and so I got some. I did get some comic books. I've been reading the new Batgirl. It's new. It's actually not the newest, but the new Batgirl series, and so I'm still finishing that up. But yeah, so I mean that's cool.
That's cool.
But otherwise, not really.
Do you know the special Black Friday edition of the Nintendo New 3DS?
No, what is that?
So there's two variations, one black, one white, and it's only for like Black Friday. They released it for Black Friday. I'm not sure if they're gonna restock after this, but the first initial launch was on Black Friday. Being sold everywhere: Amazon, Walmart, Toys R Us, Best Buy, blah blah blah. It sold out within, I guess, a few minutes. Each restock also sold out really fast. And right now it's all over the place being sold by scalpers for like 50% more because it launched at $100.
Jeez,
$99. Doesn't come with anything, but the design on it is really cool. Look at that, it actually looks really nice.
I'm sure it does.
But yeah, scalpers are selling it for $150, $160 now.
Of course.
And everybody's asking like, why wouldn't people just buy the normal edition one and get a game with it at the same time, which is already around that price, which is fair, which is true. I don't know. Scalpers, fuck them.
Screw those guys. Hate them. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, that's it. That's it for our special Thanksgiving episode, I guess.
Woo! Special Thanksgiving.
This is episode 76 of the playonultra podcast. You can find us on the internet. Sarah, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on YouTube under Sarahscopic, Sarahscopic. I'm also on Twitter and Facebook. Hit me up.
And I'm Pupunoob, Pupunoob, on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching and listening to the playonultra podcast. This has been episode 76, and we will see you next week. Please do help us by review, commenting, liking, subscribing, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Thank you, and bye bye.